Yo, 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 back at it again. Jeannie Mai, right? Jeannie Mai and Jeezy getting divorced. And I'm hearing that Jeannie Mai is trying to hold things up. She's hoping that Jeezy's going to have a change of heart. I think a lot of people, when they're going through things like this, there's always at least one of the couple is going to want to keep things going and hopefully get back to it. This is normal. I totally understand why she would want to do that. Especially if you think it's something that you can work on, something you can work with moving forward. You got a kid together. So I totally understand that. I think especially when it comes to this point, sometimes it's tough to turn back, especially once you start filing. I think I mentioned before, and a lot of people know at this point, most women file for divorce. And so the fact that he filed is a big telling situation. It means that, it was probably something he was talking to her about for a long time, for a good minute, and she never really got better at it. It could be anything, right? How she carry herself, or we talking about anger issues on the last video. So it could be some of the things like how she's dealing with him that he don't like. And it must be big enough to where he's like, look, I'm gonna move forward. It could be quite a few different things, but whatever it is, it could be something he's already talked to her about, something he already said, look, it's gonna have to be this way. Let's do it this way. And I think a lot of women, they get with guys that they would say, hey, they want a leader, they want an alpha male. Like I said, a lot of guys like that, it's gonna come with a way of life, certain principles, certain different things of how they operate, and they're strong-willed, strong, opinionated. They're gonna want it to be followed. They're gonna want it to be understood. They're gonna want to run their household based off of that. A lot of men is gonna communicate that and say, look, this is how I want it. This is how we're gonna do it. And a lot of women say that they're gonna follow a man once he proves to be a good leader, right? And so I would think that if you married a man, had his kid, and you would think about being with him, for the long haul, that you respected his leadership. And if that's the case, then certain different things, when he puts his foot down, he's gonna want that to be followed. He's gonna want to have a big impact on that. He's gonna want to have a big influence on that. And a lot of men don't really ask for much, but they definitely ask for what they ask for. You know what I'm saying? What they ask for, they stand on, and they want it to be adhered to. Whatever that is, he's standing on it. And I think a lot of times, for a guy to really be heard and for it to really hit home to some of these women, they have to put their foot all the way down and follow through on what they're saying. And so, for example, if you argue with a woman or you having a discussion with a woman and you're saying, look, I need this to be done this way, and they don't listen to you, well, hey, what's the next step? The next step is, okay, well, look, I'm gonna do something about it, right? If you're not coming this way, if you're not making the conscious decision to agree to what I'm saying, or agree to disagree, or whatever you're saying you're gonna do, you're gonna follow through on it, and you're not doing it, then I'm gonna have to move forward. And I'm gonna move forward by getting divorced with you. We're going separate ways, and we can go from there. And you can get another man and listen to him or don't listen to him, but we're trying to build something here. Only way to do that is by going this way, and you're trying to deviate from what the plan is. That's not gonna work. So it could be as simple as him just saying, look, I need you to do certain things and to correct certain different things, and she wasn't willing to correct it until he went the next level with it and said, you know what, now I'm gonna have to show you I mean business. I'm gonna have to show you that I'm serious about this. And he said, look, I'm gonna have to file for divorce because there's no other way to reach home to you. And I think for a lot of men, once you have to do that, you realize this girl may not be the one. I gotta do that much more to get this girl to buy in, right? Once you done married the person and you decide to have a kid, I would hope that you would have bought in on certain different things that we've discussed and talked about. Not that everything that I say and I do, or everything the man says or does, you got to adhere to and do exactly to a T. But I'm saying, obviously, as a couple, you discuss things and you have a certain plan of attack. And whoever deviates from that plan, you're pretty much cheating on the plan. You're cheating on the agreement. That's fine if that's a better way, but chances are you already discussed it. You're going against the grain. And so, and I think a lot of women out here really don't care, right, what a man is saying. They might listen to what he's saying, what his concerns are, things that he are concerned about, things that's important to him, you're gonna ignore that and think that he ain't gonna leave, he ain't gonna do nothing, he gonna stay right here, he ain't going nowhere. And next thing you know, you wake up and he's gone. Now a lot of men, they'll just go out and they'll cheat, and women can fall back on that and say, well, I left my man, and use the guy cheating as a way to say, hey, you know what, he's in the wrong, I'm in the right. And men are waking up and saying, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm getting up out of here. Before I cheat, I'm gonna just leave, I'm gonna set you straight and we can go. Because a lot of times that cheating is what's really helping the woman get everything. When they're getting divorced, they're getting a lot more, right? They're getting the kids, and they're getting the house, and they're getting a large part of the assets as they leave the relationships. And the guys just pretty much on their knees at mercy. But I think a lot of men, if they leave, especially if they got a prenup, if they leave prior to doing all that cheating, then they got a lot more favor in dealing with the divorce proceedings. They look a lot more mature, they look a lot more stable, they look a lot, they can usually get joint custody, stuff like that tends to, help the man keep a lot of his assets and not have to pay as much out the ass and child support and stuff like that, because they got 50-50 custody and stuff like that. So not to get too deep into that, and like I said, a lot of women are ignoring a lot of the concerns men are having. And hey, go ahead and do that if you want to. All right, do that if you want to. I think a lot of men are just saying, you know what, I'm getting fed up. If you're not willing to get on my program, if you're not willing to work with me, if you're not willing to listen to my concerns or listen to things that's important to me in the relationship, then we can move forward. We can, I'm gonna find someone else. We're gonna find someone who wants a man that's gonna come in and have leadership and take heed to that leadership. Otherwise, why are you in the relationship? I think a lot of women just be in a relationship just to be in one, or say they in one. If they're with a man that got good leadership skills, because some guys don't. But obviously, if you feel like they don't, then why are you with them, right? A lot of guys are just saying, you know what, if I'm coming last, if my needs aren't getting met, I'm not getting respected in my household the way I need to be respected, then let me get up out your hair. Let me get up out of here. And truth be told, it's all about, building something and legacy and all that type of thing. So, if you're not doing that, why am I with you? Why are we together? And of course, you're going back and forth all this time, and you're trying to get your point across as a man to your woman, and she's just not listening. Where do you go from there, right? Especially if it's something that's important to you and it's important to the overall scheme of things. Where do you go from here, right? And so now do you have to make right and stand behind what you're saying and actually, let your actions do the talking. What's sad about it is just now women, okay, now you want to go off and we're at this point where we're going to get divorced, or we're going to break up and we're going to split up. Now you want to go ahead and start doing what you're supposed to do. Now you start thinking about, oh man, I got to go back out here into the marketplace and be with men that don't give a damn about me, don't care at all to tighten me up, don't care at all about my well-being and what I should be doing and how I should carry myself, and that I should get my anger issues taken care of. They don't give a damn. They just gonna tell me what I want to hear, you know what I'm saying, and we have sex with the woman and go from there, right? It's just back to that old cycle again, back to the streets. And it sounds enticing to a lot of women until they start living that life again and saying, damn, you know what, this man did care about me, my ex did care about me, woo. And now you with a guy that don't give a damn about you. It was cool because he just tell you what you want to hear, did his thing, and then left you, right? When you had a man that gave a damn, cared about the bigger picture, and wanted to build something with you, all you had to do was just play your part. All you had to do was just do what you guys agreed upon, right? And you couldn't do it. All the times you told him, oh, I'll change, or okay, I'll work on it, and you didn't try hard enough. And then he puts his foot down and says, you know what, I'm willing to move forward now. You're not part of my plans. I don't see you part of my plans anymore. Now it's, oh, I want to work on it now. Now I'm ready. Sometimes it's too late, ladies. Sometimes it's too late. And so you got to realize, man, good men come with structure. They come with built-in leadership. And if you're not ready to take heed to that, then certainly don't get an alpha man that has a direction. Don't get with a man like that. I hear a lot of you ladies saying that, that's what you want, but I don't know if you're ready for that. I see one thing about this though, and what this tells us is that this pretty much plagues any relationship, right? There's an ongoing thing where you gotta constantly be on the same page, and even agreements, you gotta agree to disagree sometimes. Everything won't be on the same exact page, but when you're not, you gotta communicate that and say, okay, well, where do we go from here, right? And then as long as you can agree to disagree, right? You know what? Hey, I'm not really that big a deal for me. You go ahead, you run with it, and so on and so forth, right? On each end, there's a compromise. But as long as you guys are able to move as a unit, balance that out for years on end, that's really what a real relationship looks like, just over time. And again, it's not always peaches and cream, but how do you agree to disagree and work through those things, right? And this plagues every relationship, no matter what ethnicity you are in, whether you date inside your race, outside your race. This is a microcosm of pretty much every relationship right here. And so, the difference between a lot of these relationships is people decide, okay, you know what, I'm gonna move forward, I'm gonna get divorced, I'm gonna split up with you. And then some people that stay together are ones that decide that, hey, you know what, it's better staying together than leaving. And they make it work. And they compromise. And, things that they're not as willing to compromise on, they agree to disagree, and they separate on those issues, but able to come together on others, and it makes sense. And, and they, like I said, they can move forward and do it over time. I think a lot of women kind of wishy-washy with that. They get a guy who can give them direction, and then they're saying he's controlling. Like I said, man, it's bigger than just Genie by and Young Jeezy. I respect their privacy, respect their whole process, and I respect what they're going through, because it's no easy task, that's for sure. They haven't been together that long, that hasn't been crazy long that they've been together, but I do respect what they're going through, because again, it's not easy, moving forward, and it's someone you care about, you got a kid with, so, it's definitely sensitive, but a lot of women just don't really respect what a man wants out of a relationship, and I think men are wisening up, and they are looking for better, and they're looking for a woman that's willing to play their position, right? Willing to grow with them, willing to listen and respect what they want out of a relationship, respect their concerns, and hey, I could dig it. I definitely understand that. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You had any experiences that you've had like this, and you just couldn't work through your differences and you had to move forward? Anybody that you don't gotta name them names, I'm just saying, talk about the situation, because I think we all here to learn, we all here to figure out how to grow with a person. It takes a lot of skills that many people aren't really ready for. They don't come equipped with this. A lot of times when you get in a relationship and you think about going the long term, going the long haul, it's skills that you got to acquire along the way to make that possible. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate you guys for watching, and till next time, be easy. Go.